Welcome back, guys. This is the SplitScreeners podcast movie review for Avatar: The Way of Water. Before we get to that, though, look at this beautiful intro.
But like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Intro. Twice.
Now it's time to break it.
Oh,
we're gonna get that down
one day. And you know what? Maybe it's fun not to get it down.
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys.
You tell us in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. We watched Avatar: The Way of Water, a sequel 13 years in the making.
And 15 hours in the theater.
It's not 15 hours.
It felt like
All right. What we're going to do is one by one, you take a minute, 30 seconds.
Are we just giving our general feelings? We're not going to talk about things in the movie here, right?
Not yet.
Okay, so just our general feelings about the
General feelings, and then like halfway through the episode,
Okay.
we'll just spoiler alert.
This is pretty easy.
So you're going to start?
It's exactly what I expected. Visually, there were a lot of scenes that were beautiful. This movie was fucking boring. This movie was so fucking boring. And there were so many parts of this movie that we will get into in a little bit that made me either die laughing because they weren't supposed to be funny, but they were hilarious, or made me so fucking angry. This movie sucked. James Cameron sucks. I'll say it. He hasn't made a good movie since 1994. I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to bring it back up in 2024 when Avatar 3 comes out.
But the 4 movies he made that were great still
hold up.
Cinema.
But yeah, visually it was beautiful. I was talking to Tori coming out of the theater. I think in 2008 when the first one came out, it was crazy because it was leaps and bounds better than pretty much anything we had ever seen before because he had worked on it for so long.
Yeah.
This was his
Still
passion project. Yeah, it still holds up. The difference now is in 2022, while I agree that the movie was still visually beautiful, I have seen things that in other movies and other movie franchises that I find just as beautiful. Pound for pound, Lion King live action was a gorgeous film.
No.
The scenery in that movie was gorgeous.
It seemed like green screen constantly.
No.
you could taste.
I'm not even... you continue. I'm not going to interrupt.
Because he doesn't want to be interrupted.
But yeah, that's all.
I'm trying to be nice.
Boring as fuck.
Cool.
Hot take!
This is super hot. Like, send nobody else.
All
My
right.
opinion.
I doubt it. It's a long movie.
So fucking
Too long. I will give credit where credit is due. Visually, this movie is probably one of the best PS2 cutscenes I've ever seen. Just really top notch.
You were really working on that one.
Just so fucking good. No, I agree. It looks great, but diminishing returns. It's not as groundbreaking visually as the first movie
That's
was
all
when
I'm
it
saying.
came out.
It's still beautiful.
Still beautiful.
Yeah.
It's up there. I will say the water effects are some of the most believable underwater scenes. When you look at shit like the trailer for Little Mermaid coming out, where you can tell she's just sitting in an air-filled room.
Yeah.
And they're like, ooh, a sparkle effect. She's underwater. Most movies do not do good with their CG underwater. Marvel's Black Panther, Wakanda Forever did pretty good. Aquaman did decent. But you can usually be like, oh, yeah, that's a green screen. They're not underwater.
Yeah.
In this one, all the underwater scenes looked like they were underwater. So visually,
most of them,
it was really good.
Most of them were filmed underwater. Like, Kate Winslet now holds the world record for longest time underwater. 7 minutes, I think it was.
Cool. Well, never mind. They didn't do good on their water CG. It was all real.
Yeah.
So take those points away that I just gave them.
They still had to do tracking and, like, the environments underwater.
But yeah, visually it looked great, but it's not as groundbreaking as the first one, so it's better than a lot of stuff out there, but for the budget he threw at it, it better. boring movie overall.
Mm-hmm.
Did not need to be 12 hours or whatever it was.
3 hours and 10 minutes.
3 hours and 10 minutes. Could have been an hour 45.
Mm-hmm. I actually would have enjoyed it a lot more in an hour 45, I think.
And then learning English. No, I can't talk about that
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, that will be.
I have a lot of nitpicks that we'll get into after
Yeah. Zach goes.
after Zach goes.
All right. Surprisingly enough, I will agree with you on a lot of things, though I did enjoy this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Again, visually stunning. I will not agree with Marvel doing anything close to this, especially recently.
With what?
With special effects.
Oh. No, this was...
Even Endgame, I don't think had this level of special effects.
I mean, they make a good-looking Smurf.
Yeah, and a good-looking bush. But, again, beautiful. Like I said, Kate Winslet, who previously said she'd never work with James Cameron again after the fiasco that the filming of Titanic was, did come and work with him again, probably the paycheck.
That's usually what does it.
World record for holding her breath underwater. They did have to reinvent or invent a new technology for tracking actors underwater to make this movie.
What was new about it?
I guess they had tracking balls and fucking water
Oh,
and
you
stuff.
mean like mocap and
Well, yeah, but
stuff
without,
they've had for years?
they had to combine old technology with their own.
Combined balls and
Whatever.
sticks.
All
Sorry, Zach. I'll let you finish.
right. My nitpicky things are, while the special effects were beautiful, I feel like James Cameron realized that he could just show us environments for 5-10 minutes and kind of stop the plot.
Yeah.
While that was beautiful and I did like a lot of it, it could have been cut down to kind of bring down the runtime and make it more enjoyable, like Nick had stated.
It's just a better flow.
Story-wise, I think I liked the story a little bit better than the original Avatar story. There were a few parts where I kind of cheered a little bit, especially, we'll get to it later, but near the end. I thought they did better with the story of this one.
When the sun got shot, you're sick.
No, not that one. Spoiler! Yeah, I think I like this one a little bit better than the first one. And
I think I also liked this one a little bit better than the first one.
if you like the first one and you generally enjoy it, I think you're generally going to enjoy this one.
That's what I told a lot of people at work today who asked me about it. I said, if you like the first one, I think you're going to really like the second one. I wasn't a big fan of the first one. I'm not a big fan of the second one. I won't be a fan of probably any of this including
3, 4, or 5?
Yeah.
Well, if this one does good, we'll get 3, 4, and 5. If this one doesn't do good, we'll just get 3 because 3 is basically already filmed.
Yeah.
They'll just have
Unless
to use this whole year
that
to
one does
finish
really
up the
good.
special effects. Well, then if that one doesn't do really good, they'll probably either finish it with 3 or do 4.
We'll figure it out. Either way, they're
Yeah.
12 years apart, so it's not going to matter.
Well, this one's already got a release date for 2 years from now.
Delayed.
Don't do that. All right, we'll get into spoiler stuff, the really nitpicky stuff, whatever you guys want.
All right. Remembering it all is going to be the hard part.
Let's start off at the top of the movie.
Yes. Right away.
Right away.
You're introduced to the Na'vi and our good old narrator, Jake Sully. They're all squawking in their language. And
The
he's like,
Jarhead clan.
of the Jarhead clan. And then the first thing he says is, listening to this Na'vi, it took me a few years to get down, but now it's just like hearing English. And all of a sudden, everybody just talks English. That's
Look,
it.
The subtext for this is dumb. Anyway, to just say now it all just sounds like English is stupid. You should have just had him talk English. We would have got it. You're hearing it from Jake's perspective.
We don't need the explanation to make it really highlight what
Second
you're
of all,
doing.
to be so fucking lazy on a movie that you've been waiting 14 years to release, to not come up with a language and to instead just be like, yeah, they speak English
Except
now.
he fucking did. The whole first movie's
Yeah.
full of it.
Yeah.
So
He's got the language.
I agree that was a dumb way of doing it. They should have just
I
done
can
like a
read
50-50,
subtitles like I did in the first movie.
If they're talking to somebody who's naturally Na'vi, just use
And
their
I don't
language.
fucking like movies doing that anyway. It gets like, okay, are they supposed to be English now? Or is this their language? It's just like,
It's like watching,
One or the other.
It's like watching.
Don't go back and forth.
RRR with the English dubs.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Yeah, that pissed me off. So.
I'm gonna mention it because I want to mention it. The coffee cup.
Yeah.
This was the only time I just kind of slapped did a face palm in the movie.
Yeah.
I had a few.
It was James Cameron literally just showing you, hey, check it out. I got mechs. Here's a close-up of a
so
mech.
many mechs.
Check this out.
So there's a new general who is leading the human
And she had
progress
a big role in this movie.
in
Really needed that new
on
general.
Pandora.
She had 2.5 scenes.
Well,
So many lines
she's
of
sitting there
dialogue.
kind of like touring with the villain from the last movie, showing him the new stuff, and she's drinking coffee.
Roll that clip, Zach.
I can't roll that clip. It's not in the trailers.
Damn it.
That's too bad.
She's drinking coffee, but instead of using her fucking hands, well,
She's still using her hands.
oh yeah,
She still has to do the motion.
but with her fucking
Her robot back holding a fucking
And
teacup.
then 2 seconds later, it like transitions to them inside the control center, and she's actually drinking like a normal person.
God. Yeah, I laughed at a lot of the mechs, the crab mechs coming on screen. You just have to laugh at them.
They're so dumb.
They're so
I
stupid.
like the crab neck.
The crab neck first dropping and punches its fist.
Punches its fist.
Oh my god,
waddles
that
to
had
the
me
side.
That thing
dying.
was a little lame, but
Oh god. Yeah. He's like, yeah, mechs are cool. Don't do this. People like it.
All the Na'vi Marines walking around wearing sunglasses every
Oh
time
my God.
they popped up on screen.
Yeah,
I
you just see
died laughing.
dark sunglasses on the Na'vi. Hilarious. Something else that confused me and pissed me off towards the end. Spoilers.
Really
They're
said that.
they're going after the ship. An army of Na'vi riding their fucking squids or whatever they are, dolphin hybrids.
Dolphin hybrid thing.
They're all riding into battle. They're diving underwater going. Not 3 minutes later, you look around at the battlefield. They're all gone. It's just fucking the Soli clan fighting, doing everything.
so I think I remember there was one part where like the second time the villain asks Jake to come up by himself, they all kind of stop and like turn around and like start
yeah,
like
because
taking
they
their
heard
wood.
that conversation.
Well, I think he like. I thought I remember seeing him like signal them.
If
or
you have to
something.
explain it like this, it shouldn't be in the movie.
Well, you guys were too busy laughing the whole time.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, that's where you're wrong. So as soon as he tells them to stay back.
I'm
Yeah.
talking. That's the first time.
Okay.
But the second time when
Yeah,
he's
because that scene, they stay back until he charges, then they charge
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
Because
That's-
the whale comes
yeah.
out.
Yeah, the whale starts fucking shit
Yeah.
up. They all charge.
Yeah.
A battle happens, but then you look around and battle's still happening, but it's just with Soli taking out everybody. They're gone. I'm like, did they fucking die off screen? But later he goes back. The whole village is on the island. Yay, we won! And I'm like, you weren't even there.
The plot device named Spider could have done without that entirely.
That was very shoehorned in.
That
I don't agree that it's shoehorned in, but I didn't like the execution. So like him being the antithesis
Yeah.
that brings the general more over to the Na'vi side, like kind of humanizes him. That's fine.
Yes.
But him going around just cussing randomly and just being like an annoying teenager,
He was very angsty.
I didn't need that.
He was annoying.
I also didn't need all the hisses.
That did add up pretty quick.
But yeah, I mean, it's how you know they're feral animals, even though they aren't
Feral.
feral animals at all.
That's
rest
what
of-
Darren's getting at.
It's
The
They're
rest
not
of
It's
the
feral.
just
time.
their thing. That's just what their species does as like a warning, or instead of like clenching
Instead
a
of
fist.
like, hey, I'll kill you,
There's also
because they do the other.
vampires do that
Plenty.
too.
Badly written vampires.
there's also a 10-minute
Ooh.
scene of them killing a whale that made me horrifically sad.
That was James Cameron's intention because he wants this movie to get more people to care about the ocean being destroyed and to be more
Well,
activist.
he also wanted you to hate the villains.
Well, yeah, but he's doing two things.
But
at
that
once.
did lead up to a fuck yeah moment in the movie, where the guy who's going and leading the hunting.
There was not a single one of us.
Yes,
I
there
was
was.
gonna say, what?
So you remember when the whale that's like the outcast whale kind of like jumped up?
Oh
on the
yeah,
boat?
you remember how the scientist was like, "Oh, you're smarter." He's like, "I got the spear," and then
That
later
was
he's
the
like,
moment, but-
then he's like, "Who's got the spear now? The whale."
I was
Even
more.
though we're about to die, I'm gonna make this little pun.
I I was more referring to the moment where he got the guy like roped up against the boat
And
and
he
then
rips his fucking arm off.
yeah,
Oh yeah, it's the same scene, just a few seconds later.
yeah, just a better part of that scene.
Maybe. I guess there was gore.
The whales were my favorite part of this movie. Those whales kicked
Yeah.
ass. Especially the Outcast whale. He was cool.
Best character in the movie.
He was the best fight.
There
He was
was
the best
one
part of that
moment-
fight scene, too.
There was one moment that reminded me of Swamp Thing 2, Refrax, where like
Breaks his penis
He's
off and
sweet.
feeds it to her.
he swims into the whale's mouth and that thing kind of like unfurls, and I'm
Yeah.
like, take a bite of this.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on at that scene at first. I'm like, all right, yeah, just go into his mouth. That's why he's in exile. He tricks people into swimming into his
I don't
mouth.
like that it's the same. Like, I get it. I don't like that it's just basically the same bad guy fighting in basically the same body, just in a new environment. That's all they did. They're like, Jake Sully's now fully part of this culture, but nothing else has changed, really. General's gonna come back.
Yeah.
He's gonna fight him, but this time we're gonna do it in water, not in the
This time he's a Na'vi. Avatar.
Well, another,
Also, humans going up against Na'vi. That just infuriates me. And the fact that they built mech suits and I haven't seen one mech suit kill one of these Na'vi, yet they still bring them into these fights, is so fucking ludicrous to me.
I agree. Something that drove me crazy in the first movie was the dumbly named unobtainium.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, oh, people didn't like that. Unobtainium, the one reason we're on this planet. So that doesn't exist anymore. Now it's
Oh, it still
ambergris.
existed.
Well, they didn't mention it once in this movie. Not once
still
did
exists.
anybody say unobtainium's why we're here. Now it's all about that sweet whale nectar.
Infinite life.
It stops you from aging, man.
And it's worth even more than unobtainium, which the last time we were on the planet was the most expensive substance on
They hadn't
in the
described-
universe.
They hadn't discovered the amber yet.
Oh, so it was the 6 years they were exiled from the planet that they discovered the planet had.
And then it was probably within
When they
that
were
year
not
from
on
them
the
coming
planet.
back and then building the city, because there was a whole year after they came back.
And then they found out
So
the
they-
whales were
just
super
off
valuable.
screen. They're like, oh, we didn't need to blow up Mother Tree. We just
yeah.
needed to fish for whales.
All right, you guys got anything positive
Ooh.
other than the whales?
The whales were cool.
The whales were cool. The graphics were good.
I liked the youngest daughter, Took. I thought
Took.
she was cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when she was bouncing on the.
Actually, if I'm going to be
path.
honest, most of his family was a lot better than he was in either film.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Sigourney Weaver's new character?
That's the only part that had me intrigued in the movie because I want to see what happens with her character.
I guess he's got 50 sequels planned to figure out what the hell's up with her because it didn't really answer any questions.
No.
No, we kind of like opened the questions.
Who knocked her up when she was in a coma? That's gross.
No one.
The nerdy dude.
The nerdy dude.
No one.
Slept with her in the
The
tank.
nerdy dude. They
The
already
tree.
joked about it.
No, they joked about it, but because they knew the audience was going to joke about it.
Nope, they're hinting at it.
They're hitting.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's how he's going to reveal it.
Like I was saying, I think I said it either before or after the movie. I'm pretty sure what happened was while they were trying to like bring over the scientist's consciousness to her avatar body permanently in the first movie, it didn't work out properly, and AY just transferred her to like a fetus or something.
Yeah, it sounds like a dumb explanation that he'll use. I can see that.
Yeah. All right, what are you guys gonna rate it? Out of 10.
This movie is a perfect 5 for me. It is completely right in the middle of my ratings. I don't care if I ever watch this movie ever again.
This will be like the first one. I'll see it one more time.
If it was an hour and 45 minutes, I'd give it a 5.1.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit better.
We need to just make a split screeners cut. Just
Yeah, cut out all the
cut out the stuff you don't need. You'll have a
Needless-
45-minute
yeah.
film. Start to finish, it'll be cohesive.
That 10-minute scene of them flying to the water island, didn't need that.
No, I don't think it was quite 10 minutes. But
Doesn't matter.
It felt
It felt
like
like
it.
Tori at about 45 minutes goes, it's been about an hour and a half, right? I look at my phone, it's 9:15. I'm like, no,
No.
it hasn't even been an hour.
Yeah, I had a few moments where I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
I feel like I felt the length of the movie only because there were so many times where he's like, look at how beautiful this is.
There is a scene towards the end where the whole family is mourning the loss of one of their family members, and the eclipse is happening right behind them. I thought that was a beautifully shot
Yes.
scene.
It is. Something that pisses me off, though, you've got this little planet and then this giant planet that's always up in their sky doing eclipses and that.
Yeah.
And just the science of that really pisses me off because you have these calm, gentle waters. When our moon was that close to the Earth, we had fucking waves that were like 1,000 feet tall.
Yeah.
This is much larger than our moon, and it just gentle waves. No gravity whatsoever. Being, as somebody that says they always take science into account with their movies, I'm like,
The rule
what the
of
fuck's
cool.
with this?
The rule of cool.
Yeah, I guess that it trumps everything.
It does, especially in D&D. Rating.
I'll give it a 5. Again, not the worst movie I've ever seen, so I'm not going to put it down at a 3. But not one I'm going to...
I would have given the first one a 4, though, so this one is a step up from the last one.
It's about the same for me.
Cinema.
I did not.
I feel like the first one's shorter, so...
It is a little shorter.
I'll give that points for that.
The idea... This is the other thing that I don't know. I don't understand fully. So... In the first one, if I remember correctly, because I haven't seen this movie probably since 2008 or 2009.
I watched it last week, so I'll tell you.
I watched it 2 nights ago.
Jake Sully steps in for his brother.
Yes.
His brother
To
died.
control this avatar.
They made the Avatar out of his brother. They're identical twins, so he can pilot it.
Did he become a paraplegic while he was, or...
Off screen before the movie.
But was he in the military?
yes,
Yeah.
he's a Marine.
So it was a Marine.
He's a
injury.
Marine.
Okay.
He got shot in battle.
So he goes into the avatar body, and he goes, you know what? I can walk. Like, I don't have to use a wheelchair. I have fallen in love. I love the beauty of this planet. So he decides to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason that the bad guy hates him is because he wants to live a better life. Am I right?
No.
No, Jake Sully joined them, and in doing so, led them to killing all the soldiers. So he
There's
kills
also-
all his old teammates.
There's
basically.
also the bigger picture where like Earth is basically becoming Wall-E's planet from
Earth has died, as
Yeah.
they said in this film.
so Earth is they've run out of resources. This is why they're going to like different planets and like
For
strip
unobtainable
mining.
resources.
And if they like part of the plot of this movie is they're like now trying to colonize and fully like take over the planet.
Yeah.
So
Before they
by
just
them
wanted
like
the rocks.
sending them back to Earth, they're basically going back to die.
Though that wasn't made clear in the first movie.
It was made clear in the second.
The second one made clear that they were dying over there. They needed a new planet. In the first one, they just needed resources. But he did betray all his squad, so all those guys that, my hoo-ha brothers, yeah, fuck you guys, I got spears now.
There were some brutal kills though.
There were some brutal kills. So he betrayed, it'd be like, you're in the army, military, and then you're attacking some other country, and then you go, hey, I'm going to join you guys now. You'd be pissed if you were some of his old friends.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it from his point of view, right?
Well, they don't.
They-
That's why they're evil, Nick. They don't see the other point of view. Watch Ferngully and Pocahontas, and you will know.
Well, no, okay. You should just watch that.
But the other two are good. Mononoke is better.
Yes.
You rate it. 6.
It's gonna be a
just-
typical 7.
7.
Just like I said last night.
If it's not good, it's a 6. If it's great, it's a 7.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I do this with you guys anymore.
All right, what are you rating it?
7.5.
Oh, bumping it up.
No, that's what I said yesterday. Like I said, I will watch this one over again, and that won't
I'll
just
see
be
it
once.
my second time.
It won't just be once. I'll probably own this one, and I highly enjoyed it. I'm not going to be afraid to say that.
Oh, you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be.
No.
It's your opinion.
I saw that look of rapture on your face every time.
Yeah,
I looked over.
Aaron kept
I
looking
know.
over at you.
There
was one scene-
I instantly regretted inviting you guys.
That's what Nick and I were talking about. Nick said you were grumpy because we were going.
I wasn't grumpy. Like, I was able to ignore you guys, but every once in a while I'd hear, like, oh, he's so into it.
You were into
That
it.
there was
though.
one scene, I don't know what was going on, but they did something, and Zach's just like, fuck yeah, he was all in.
That was when the arm got ripped
Oh,
off.
okay. Because I just got taken out of it. I'm like in a daze, and I just see Zach go, yeah. He's like talking. I'm like, who's he talking to?
All right, guys. Well,
That's what makes the podcast good.
Yeah.
Is that hopefully we can have differing opinions.
Yeah, we don't all
want my
want
opinions.
We all don't want to say the same.
Yeah.
Every time.
That would make for boring entertainment.
But I'm glad you liked it. As
And I don't hate
the
it.
biggest Avatar fan here, I'm not surprised.
That's not hard.
No.
And I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I
like
just-
I said,
meh.
that's why I'm not giving it like a 3. It's just,
Meh.
if it was shorter, it'd probably be a 6 for me.
Yeah.
A little more put together.
There was a few things, like I said, that I agree with you guys on, like the length and some of the clunky dialogue, and
There was a lot of that. Like, overall, the story is just kind of there. I don't think James knew what he was doing.
I feel
with it.
like I said earlier,
He
if
just
they
had a
took-
few points he wanted to make, and
I feel like if they had taken some of the that's so pretty out of the movie, like they kept some of it, but like not all of
you
it.
can have it
It
going
would
on at the
feel
same
like
time.
it was more there, because
Yeah.
like
you don't have to stop the story to do that.
the plot is there, but it's also broken by like 10, 15-minute segments of
Yeah, and
this
they were
is
too
beautiful.
big, too much. Like, we get it. It looks great. Show it off while you're moving the story.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest problem. Like,
Yeah.
it probably would have broken my top 10 if it wasn't for stuff like that. And the coffee mug.
This is already out of my top 10. But again, it's not making my top 10 worst movies of all time.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be on the bottom of my list this year.
I'd say visually, see it for that. Just don't expect a riveting story.
I'm hoping to go to 3D next time.
That would probably help.
It is really immersive.
I mean, watch it like in 3D IMAX.
I think that was my
would probably be the
problem,
way to do
and
it.
we've been that's what we keep bringing up with the lake. Like, anytime I would feel like, oh, okay, like I can feel like I'm getting in a little bit, they would like completely stop with the story, and I'd be like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, and then
That
when it gets
happened
back to
probably-
it, you're like, okay, what's going
That
on?
probably happened 4 times
Oh,
throughout
yeah,
the movie,
easily.
where I'd be like, where I'd like start really watching, and I'm like, whoa, cool, and then nothing would happen. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that was
Now
fun
I don't
for
care
15
again.
minutes.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was the movie this week.
But if you're an Avatar fan, go see it.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're not, maybe take some vitamins and look at the trippy colors would probably be good.
That'd be fun.
It's probably what we should have to do.
So I'm hoping the next one of these reviews will be Glass Onion, which Gavin will be able to watch with no excuse because that's on Netflix.
So you won't watch it, but
Piece of shit.
it's gonna be a good movie.
Yes, I'm excited for that. Well, guys,
Fuck you, son. I hate you and I hate sharks. And I fucking love Aragon the movie.
oh god, I need
Number
to start
one of all
drinking. Well, that has been the Split Screeners for us. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Stay on top of all our latest drops by hitting that bell notification button. That's it from us. I think it's time to
Split.
GoPro, stop recording and delete.